Ninja coffee, very nice. Oh, you're already here. Welcome. So, today I have a special guest I want to interview. I'm very excited to hear about his martial arts background and like how he did all his ninja training and what's his secret to his success and everything. So, without further ado, ta-da! Welcome our wonderful guest, the incredible Snake Eyes. Hello, hello. How are you today? Ooh, wow. Nunchucks. Huh. Snake Eyes, glad you could join us here. So, how you been, buddy? Yeah. Did you have a nice training yesterday? I've been meaning to ask you about, like, who would win in a fight between you and Storm Shadow? That's like the big question I've been thinking a lot about. Maybe we can open with something else. We can talk about something else. So, how does this work? Can you explain how you use this? Is it for making soup? Wow, interesting. Okay, so, this is, I have another surprise. This is not Snake Eyes, but this is actually, who is it? It's Michael.
Hi guys.
You have met Michael as Snake Eyes. If you guys watched the Christmas show, he was the actor playing Snake Eyes.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm really glad you helped me with all the cool fighting stuff as Snake Eyes. So what we want to do today, we wanted to talk about G.I. Joe, the Snake Eyes movie. We also want to just talk a little bit about the old movies and some of the comic books. And our main conversation today will be about who would win a fight between Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes. So that's what we're going to try to figure out. Okay, so let's start with the G.I. Joe Snake Eyes movie, the origin movie. What did you think about it?
You mean the new one, right?
The new one.
Well, I mean, I'm not all that into G.I. Joe and all of this, but, you know, I followed a lot of it when I was really young.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, because you read a lot of the comics.
I read a lot of the comics. It was on TV.
Mm-hmm.
It was, you know, with the He-Man and all of that. So for me, that was like the connection to all of this. Something you grew up with. But even when watching the movie, I'm sitting like, it's been a long time, but I don't think that's how it was. No, that doesn't seem like right. You know, what am I really watching here? You know, there was a lot of those moments. They were like, no, I don't think that's a character. No, I don't think that actually happened in any of the, you know. So they brought in a lot of new stuff, and it's like, it's very easy to be critical and stuff like that, but it didn't seem to fit, especially if you know, just even if you're on my level where you're like, I kind of remember some of it, but it didn't fit. It didn't fit. That there was like, it doesn't fit to G.I. Joe.
Yeah, that's one thing. Like, it ends up becoming just a generic ninja movie.
They could have called it that. They could have called it generic Ninja Movie 5 or something like that. It would,
But that, like, even if this was not related to G.I. Joe, I don't think it would have been a good movie. Like, it wasn't a good movie at all. Like, on its own even, it was a bad movie.
It was a bad movie.
It had a lot of flaws and a lot of continuity errors. Ah!
Well,
The ninja disappeared.
yeah.
Whoa.
He's doing his job.
Yeah, true. So yeah, like, if it had some really cool fighting scenes, maybe.
Yeah.
But the fighting scenes were not very inspired.
No.
And
choreography, the camera work, it wasn't very exciting. There's not anything really of that stuff that sticks out. But something that did stick out was
probably thinking of the same thing. Yeah, go
the
on.
beauty
Yes.
of
all
the things.
Yeah.
It was very
it looked very beautiful once
very
they come to
aesthetic.
the dojo, and
Yeah.
a lot of the a lot of the scenes were really well shot. So I'll give it that.
Yeah,
at least.
good atmosphere.
Yeah.
In some sense, and that makes it even worse in many ways. Stop it, Minya. It doesn't want to.
No, maybe we'll have to just set that end mode down. All right.
Well,
Right,
we'll
well,
put
so-
it down then.
I have an idea. We'll put him behind Cobra Commander.
He has more weight to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I felt the same. Like, but I was like this half moving, like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
Because I had read the comic book just like a couple of weeks before the movie. I was very excited. I was so ready. I was hoping it would be good, and I really wanted to like it. But another good thing about it, like one other good aspect is, I don't fault the actors.
No.
They did
As good as a
as-
job you could do
with
for such
yeah, with having so little to work on. They did a pretty good job, and Andrew Koji as Storm Shadow was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I like
he was
that too.
the best character,
Yeah.
and he at least resembled somewhat of Storm Shadow.
Yeah, the emotion,
Yeah.
and like I'm really hurt and all of that. He had like a very good "I'm hurt" face by your betrayal and all of that. I like that.
Yeah, and this is another funny, silly thing. Like, Snake Eyes betrays them like at every corner, like every chance he gets, he chooses the wrong action. He betrays them again and again and again. It was like, it's okay, you are forgiven. I'm like, why? Why do you guys trust this guy? And then, like, Storm Shadow loses it for like 5 seconds. Sorry, you are banished forever. Why? Oh, that was so stupid.
Yeah. That's really, but that's like what I said. It's not really. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. That's the main problem. There's so many scenes and parts of the story that just it doesn't make sense at all. Why? How did he become so good at fighting? They never trained him at all.
At least not that we saw.
No.
You know, he was like this Mr. Nobody until he was like Mr. Hero guy.
Poor MMA fighter, underground fighter. But then then suddenly he can do like flips and ninja moves, and I'm like, but nobody trained him
to do these things. Yeah, it's like, well, maybe they did, but it was like all in the background.
That's not good enough.
No, not for the audience, because it becomes like, what? He didn't fight like that.
No, we have the one scene when he's running with the other ninjas. The tests. He only did the tests.
Exactly. The test is what you see. And the test scenes with that Indonesian actor, what's his name?
Iko Uwais.
Yeah. I really like those because you have the beauty, you have a good martial artist, so you have some good stuff there. But even there, they kind of messed it up with the filming and the camera angles and all of that.
When you have Iko Uwais in your movie, I was hoping Iko Uwais would do more fighting.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So yeah, we weren't too satisfied with G.I. Joe Snake Eyes Origins movie, or I don't even remember what it's called, the title of the movie.
No,
was it G.I. Joe Snake Eyes Origins? Was that the name of the movie?
I just remember it was Snake Eyes.
Snake Eyes, yeah.
Because we were like, oh, we're gonna see Snake Eyes. Oh, let's go see Snake Eyes.
So, just since we're in, as we said, we were going to talk about the old movies as well. What do you think of the old movies? The 2009 and 2000 and I think it was 13?
It was something.
Rise of the Cobra and Retaliation. We watched the first of those. Rise of the Cobra. We watched together at the cinema when we did our little kung fu fight.
We
to the opening of the movie. So you were Snake Eyes once more. I was Storm Shadow. Yeah, I remember that.
That was fun. That was a lot of fun, and people seem to enjoy that. Even today, people are talking about that. The people I meet who saw that, I remember seeing this movie, and there was these guys, but I was nobody saw who I was. I'm like, yeah, that was me. It was you. But yeah,
that was fun.
That was fun, and also I think those are fun movies.
They are. They're fun popcorn movies.
Yeah,
they mess up some of the story here and there. Like the first one has a lot of flaws as well.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense that who is the Snake Eyes kid? Who's like the 9-year-old kid that is wandering in the streets in it's Tokyo, I guess.
I think so. Yeah, some Asian country.
He's just wandering around, and how did he end up there? Who is this kid? And that's not how they meet in the comic books. Like when in the origin story that I don't have here, Snake Eyes is a soldier, and when they meet up, it's in the army or on some mission.
Yeah.
So he's already he's a well-trained soldier.
Yeah.
But he's not a ninja. But here they bring him into the dojo as a kid.
Yeah.
But it could have worked. But again, like you have the first fighting scene. This is my problem with all these things, is that he comes into the dojo. Nobody's taught him anything. He's doing backflips and like ninja kicks, and he's fighting young Storm Shadow.
Yeah,
and he's fighting him evenly. And Storm Shadow is already doing martial arts.
Yeah.
I hate it when they do these things.
No. You don't learn those things by yourself.
No.
Even if you're very, very athletic and you can do the moves. There's one thing, like you can take anyone off the street and teach them a difficult technique, but make that person do a difficult technique to someone when they don't want to be hit by that technique. That's impossible. You can't learn that in 5 minutes. And many people don't understand that about martial arts.
And you would not have a kid that has no training in martial arts. One thing is that he wouldn't be able to do those things. The second thing is that he would never win a fight against a well-trained martial artist.
It doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen.
It doesn't
so
happen.
That irritated me. But after that, most of the ninja stuff with Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes, they did rather well.
It had that cartoonish, little bit silly, comic book feeling, but I felt like that fit.
It was a lot closer to the actual. Yeah, as you say, it felt like G.I. Joe.
Yeah, exactly.
And when you come to the base and they go like into the desert, that was very G.I. Joe.
Very 80s kind of. Yeah, I enjoy that, and that's very enjoyable. Absolutely.
The one other complaint I think that was everyone's complaint about that movie was the mouth, the lips they had put on the mask of Snake Eyes. I don't know if you remember that. That looked so weird.
But yeah, he looked weird.
Yeah. That was Snake Eyes was played by Ray Park.
Yeah.
And
phenomenal martial artist.
Fantastic martial artist, and he did a really good job as Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
Both him and Byung-hun Lee, that was Storm Shadow, was amazing in that role as well. And they put in the hours of training, and they were the fighting was so good. If you watch the fight scenes with Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow in any scene they're in, and then watch the new one, it's like...
Yeah, but you remember those fight scenes.
Remember those fight scenes.
Because you remember.
And they can do the actual kicks, the actual technique.
Have the camera out. Yes. You don't need to cut here, cut there.
I felt the whole movie, they were trying to cover, they were trying to hide the fact that Henry Golding couldn't fight and couldn't do any martial arts.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But Andrew Koji does martial arts, and even his fight scenes were not very good in the movie.
Yeah. No, you need to know what you're doing camera-wise for a fight scene, especially with martial arts.
Exactly. It's its own thing.
Yeah.
And, the first movie is it's got that 80s cartoon feel to it. But then we have the second movie, Retaliation.
I think that one is much better.
I agree. and they actually fix a lot of the story problems
Yes.
of the ninja story.
You noticed that.
Yeah, because in the first one they portray Storm Shadow as a bad guy and he betrayed them and everything. But then, because in the actual origin story, Storm Shadow gets he gets blamed for, I think it's when they killed Blind Master.
Yeah, I think so. Isn't it?
One of the masters.
Yeah, one of the masters.
Not Hard Master, but then
No.
he gets the blame. But it's actually Zartan who did. He killed the master and blamed Storm Shadow, so Storm Shadow would get thrown out of the.
So they could
recruit him. And this is they do that in the movie. It's pretty close and very accurate to the story. And the director they have in this, because it's a different director in the second movie.
Yeah, very obvious.
Yeah, you can feel the whole atmosphere is different. And so in the second movie, they toned down all the, like, flying, all the gadgets and all the sci-fi stuff is very toned down. And it's more like a action military movie.
Yeah.
A lot of the G.I. Joes get killed in the beginning of the movie. And then you have the surviving ones. They have to kind of figure out what happened.
Yeah.
It was a lot darker. It was more violent, and
more grown up.
More grown up.
Yeah.
And as you guys probably know, like violence and gore and all that stuff, really, it sits well with me. And you have a really cool fighting scene on top of the mountain with Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. And that's a huge nod to this comic book right here, the Silent Interlude. This is where Snake Eyes has to save, I think it's Scarlet he's saving.
Scarlet.
From this base on top of the mountains.
Correct.
And they do a similar scene with Snake Eyes and Jinx coming to kind of kidnap Storm Shadow to bring him to the dojo for his crimes.
Yeah.
And that's really cool. So the director, he was a fan of the G.I. Joe material.
Yeah.
And that you could see that. You could see that
makes all the difference.
It did. Absolutely.
Makes all the difference.
So I would still rank the G.I. Joe Retaliation as the best one we've had and the most accurate movie so far. But like, you can't see G.I. Joe Retaliation without watching Rise of the Cobra first, because they're connected.
They're connected. So yeah, you'll lose a lot of context if you don't.
You do. But we still haven't got a 100% comic book accurate version of G.I. Joe or Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
So now we have to wait another 10 years.
Something like that.
And hopefully we'll get that movie eventually.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll continue the...
No.
It flopped.
Yeah, it flopped bad. And it doesn't... The fans won't like it because it's not what they expect.
You would have some fans going to the first movie because they didn't know what this was, and you hope it's good. But now,
that could also be the thought behind it. But then you have to do it well.
You have to actually have a good movie.
It felt very much like they put the name on there and then they just made a whole new movie, and then they're like crossing their fingers that we hope people like this.
Yeah.
And it has like we said, there's beauties to the scenes and the atmosphere and everything is very good. And that's still the thing I remember is the rooftops, the scenery and the Japanese and all of that. But as much of the story and all of that, nothing really sticks out,
No.
And that makes it kind of worse to me, because when you make it so beautiful, then you have to have the other things there, or else you're like, And
that's the thing, if they just followed the declassified comic book, that is the blueprint to making a really good Snake Eyes story and a really good movie. All they needed to do was just that's what the fans want to see.
Yeah.
And we still haven't gotten that. But oh well.
Yeah.
All right. So the next part of our little conversation here today is, who do you think would have won a fight between Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes? And why?
And why?
Yeah.
So fighting is very wide, right? And especially when we're talking about G.I. Joe, because you have to bring in everything, right? A military guy does not fight like a martial artist or ninja guy, let's say ninja guy. He knows a lot of weapon tactics. He knows a lot of,
There's no self-defense, obviously.
Yeah.
He was a top-trained soldier.
Yeah, top-trained soldier and all of that. And with that comes a unique set of skills.
Oh,
and then...
taken.
Then you have this guy who's trained in ninja. So if we were talking about hand-to-hand combat, like a martial arts, like that, you strip them off the weapons and all that, and you put them together, it's like hands down. You have to have the guy who's a ninja who's trained for.
But he becomes a ninja and he gets trained at the Arashikage dojo for a couple of years. And
no, he would be able to keep up. I'm pretty sure, but I'm pretty sure that the length of would matter in a hand-to-hand.
And this is also one of the main problems I have with the original comic book story, is that Storm Shadow is trained all his life. Snake Eyes they take in as an adult. And we are both instructors in martial arts, so you know as well as me, somebody who starts doing martial arts in the age of 24, 22, 25, they will not be as good at it as somebody who started when they were 4.
No.
That's obvious. Like, you don't have any Olympic athletes that start doing their training when they're, like, grown up.
No.
You would not get to that level.
No.
So, they always, in the stories, it's that Snake Eyes kind of catches up to Storm Shadow's level. And then you have this jealousy thing in between them because he kind of surpasses Storm Shadow, and like, that wouldn't happen.
No,
he could get close to that level. With enough training, and like if you have the talent, you have the physical abilities, you can get pretty close to that. And like, of course, I would imagine in a real fight, you would have to take size into matter as well. And in the comic books, he always looked bigger and more beef than Storm Shadow. So that, like, we have weight divisions in fighting, so that would also be a factor.
Yeah.
But still, I would also imagine Storm Shadow should have been the winner. But it's not portrayed like that in the comic books, though. But like, this is how we would. This is from our martial arts perspective. But yeah, if you would have them with any weapons, with any weapon they want, and they're like in the jungle. But then again, like, the ninja training will come in handy then as well.
But here's where the thing is, you know, I would think someone trained as a soldier would probably be a little more lethal, I guess, because.
But then again, how well trained was Storm Shadow in the military? Like, how long was he in the military? They don't specify it.
Yeah, okay, well.
So they might be pretty even out there as well.
Pretty even out there as well, but I would always think that juxtaposition would give Snake Eyes an edge. Again, it's like, I think they would be very equal, like they would give each other a match, but I think if you're like if you're a scientist and you look at the numbers, and it's like, it can go either way, but if you're looking at the data you have, I think he would be a little more edgy at the martial arts, like contest, like you put him in a ring. And the other one would have a little edge because he's like, oh, I lost all my weapons, but I have like a gun that I hid here because that's what we did in the Corps or something, you know. It would come down to very, very minute details because it could very quickly have gone both ways.
Okay.
That's what I feel.
So in a hand-to-hand combat, or even with ninja weapons, you would probably, like, you would lean towards Storm Shadow.
Maybe not with ninja, like swords.
Swords.
No, because they're also, there's a level there if you're trained from small.
Yeah, that's you would lean towards Storm Shadow.
Then I would lean, but if we're talking in the jungle,
anything goes.
All the weapons and all of that disposal, because I just picture like mines towards these caltrops that a ninja would use. It's like,
And then
Yeah.
Snake Eyes would come up like...
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And also the fact that they know each other probably very well.
Very well, yeah.
So they could predict each other very well. But since Storm Shadow wasn't there when he did his military training, that is also a small edge towards Snake Eyes. You know, he might have some tricks.
All right. So Mikey's got it hand-to-hand, Storm Shadow. Swords and ninja weapons, Storm Shadow.
Storm Shadow, yeah.
And like anything goes, any weapons in the jungle or in any battlefield.
Yeah, battlefield.
More towards Snake Eyes.
Yeah, but that's not how they portray it in the comic.
Not in the comic books. Storm Shadow is always portrayed as being slightly less less superior than Snake Eyes, but
yeah. That's comic book.
It's comic book, but then again, there are so many times they're fought to a standstill. Like you have the origin story where Snake Eyes eventually kind of surpasses Storm Shadow and wins their training match. But then when they meet up later, years later, normally they are even in their fighting.
Fighting. Okay, cool.
So yeah, my conclusion would also be like, kind of, as we said, if you take into consideration their training, I would have to give it to Storm Shadow. In a hand-to-hand fight, in a ninja fight, and in a like jungle sneaky guerrilla tactics fight to the death. I'm not sure. I think it's pretty even. I would say they would. It would be 50-50 from my perspective.
Yeah, I do agree with that. It could go either way. I'm just saying if you're looking at everything...
His weaponry obviously helps. Like, he's got machine guns.
Yeah.
And machine guns versus swords.
Obviously. But that's not how it's portrayed in the comic books, of
In the
course.
comic books, or actually in the movie, when Snake Eyes shoots with his Uzi, Storm Shadow cuts the bullets. That's pretty awesome.
I wish I could do that.
Yeah, we can try. All right,
okay, but I'm shooting.
No. Yeah, so that's our kind of talk about who would win a fight between Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes in our little G.I. Joe chat today. Thanks for coming on the show, Snake Eyes.
You're welcome.
We have to do this again.
We will.
And thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And we hope to do more of these versus conversations where we put some famous character up against another that they can like be evened out with. We'll see how this goes. We might do this again.
Yeah.
Alright guys, take care. And I'll see you around. Go away now.